Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Eudora, and I'll be handling how to improve your writing skills. And then, if we can finish on
People didn't
time, we'll
celebrate
go.
Udora. Sorry. People didn't celebrate Udora.
Sasha, can I go on?
Hold on, please. You should celebrate Udora. You know easy to pull her out. So where are the comments? Yes. Okay, more like it. You will not celebrate our own. These are in-house writer here, man. Please celebrate our own. It's not easy. Where are the comments? Where are the emojis? Where are the reactions? Celebrate Eudora for me. Thank you. Okay, Eudora, please take over.
Okay, sir. Thank you. So like I said, my name is Eudora Bako, and we'll be we'll start with how to improve our writing skills, and then if we finish on time, we'll enter editing and proofreading skills. And I pray God help us to finish so that we can do the two today. So what we expect from today's class is introduction to writing, the process of writing, key components, barriers to effective writing, and then we'll go to editing and proofreading.
We're not seeing your
So
slide. We're
quickly,
not seeing your slide.
you're not seeing my slide. I'm sharing
Yes,
my
your slide
screen.
is
Oh.
not on display. It's not on display. It's now is on display. Please
Uh,
expand the view. Use that arrow. Use that arrow. I told you the last time.
okay. Like this. Miss Asha, can I go on with this?
Can you see her slide? Is this expanded in your side or is it just me? Like expand it now. The slide won't be the only thing. We don't need to see the part of the other part of the screen. If you expand it, it will cover the screen. The slides you're sharing will just cover the screen, and then you can toggle from there.
And the one I did before, it covered the screen. I don't know why you people were not seeing it.
We were seeing it then. We are not seeing it now.
Okay. I just put it, it has covered the screen. Are you seeing it now?
Okay. Maybe
From
it's
my
network
own
because it
end,
does
it's
not
covered.
does not.
From my own
Yes,
end,
I
it
can
has
see it
covered the
now.
screen.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. You can go ahead now. Go ahead now. Please go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So, um, we'll first talk about writing. Everybody knows how to write here. Sometimes you make your social media posts, you're even writing exams. So everybody is a writer. So what does writing mean? Is the ability to use letters or symbols to express ideas, feelings, or thoughts. So sometimes these thoughts or these ideas may not be from you. You might have to write someone else's thoughts, bring someone else's ideas into life by writing. So it goes beyond just knowing how to write from your own point. So you have to also know how to write from another person's point of view. And so there are four basic stages in writing. But these two last phases or stages can be compressed into one, which is the revising stage and the proofreading stage. Can still say the editing and proofreading stage. So the process of writing starts with the pre-writing stage. We'll go as we go further, we'll see it. The writing stage, the revising, and the proofreading stage. The pre-writing stage. So this is where you you have all the ideas, the thoughts, the motivation to write. This is where the initiation for writing starts. This pre-writing stage. So what is it about? It's just about having that motivation, having that initial zeal to want to pen something down. Like most writers, they cannot leave their house without their pen or without a writing pad or notebook, because they are ready to things that they see in the environment, they are ready to put it down in writing. So the motivation, the initial motivation. Then another thing you look at in your pre-writing, you consider in your pre-writing stage is the audience you want to write for. So if you have the idea or the initial thought to write down something, you also think of the audience that you want to write for. That's where we have this picture here that depicts an audience. Then you also know your unique writing style. Every writer, there are some writers that, in fact, every writer has his own unique writing style. So you choose your appropriate writing style that will resonate with the audience. Then you think of the type of text that you want to write, the type of content that you want to write. After that, you outline the process that will be involved in the writing. After the pre-writing stage, now you be set for your writing. And basically, everybody is aware of this. We have certain tools for writing. You can use the modern ways, which is your phone, your Google Docs, or your Microsoft Word, your notepad. Or you can also use the traditional way of using your paper and books to write. So this writing stage is where is one of the tasking stages in writing, because it's apart from the motivation to write, now you're actually bringing it to life. So it requires a lot of practice. Yes, and you also need to be focused on this writing stage. So apart from your tools for writing, another key thing you should know in this writing stage is that at the end of this writing stage, you would know if you have satisfied your audience or the people you are writing for, if you have really, or the topic or content you were asked to write on, if you've really done justice to it. Is in this writing stage you will know. So when you are done with your writing stage, you will go to the revising and the proofreading stage. I left it I left it out so that we'll discuss it in the next class, which is for editing and proofreading. So tips for effective writing. Number one is use active voice. One of the tips for effective writing is that you should use active voice. So if somebody asks what is an active voice? Active voice is just like saying the subject is the one that is performing the action. So what do I mean by that? So if I give an example like the teacher writes the report. In this case now, the subject is the teacher while write is the action. And we have already said that in an active voice, the subject is the one that is performing the action. Another example can be Deborah cooks delicious meals. So we can say Deborah cooks delicious meals. So the subject there is Deborah, and then the action there is cook. So if you are not using active voice, or on the flip side of active voice is passive voice, which is the reverse of active voice. In this passive voice now, is the object that receives the action. The object that receives the action. That is to say, just like the example we gave earlier, now the delicious meal was cooked by Deborah. Do you get? So the delicious meal was cooked by Deborah. The object is the delicious meal. Then the action is cooked. Deborah there is just beautifying the sentence. Then the second example we gave for the active voice, we can also rewrite it as the report was written by the teacher. Instead of the teacher writes the report, you can say the report was written by the teacher. So there are, for the passive voice, you use words like was, is, to immediately after the object. So that this active voice, it will help you connect more with your reader. It's as if you are discussing with them. Do you get? So the next tip for effective writing is to research properly. Please, these numbers should not confuse you. It's not going from one to two. You can even start with researching, then you use your active voice. This one is just to guide you on how to write effectively. To research properly, for you to have a stellar content or a stellar article, you have to research properly, learn from other writers. What have other writers said about this particular thing? How can I improve my own to meet the standard or to even exceed what is already there? Then you set realistic writing goals. Another effective tip is to set realistic goals. If you want to sit down and write 10,000 words when you've not even tried 300 words before, how realistic is that? So if you want to be your writing to be effective enough, you should set realistic goals. It's better to write at least ten words per day to get for like 10 days. Do the maths than for you to just sit down and think of writing 10,000 when you've not even done something that is smaller to that amount. So realistic goals will help you to write effectively. Number four is always aim to deliver value. Always aim to deliver value. So you are not writing to complete the number of writers, or you're not writing to join the other writers that have written on that particular content. What you're focused on is how can I do my own to be better? What value is in this my write up, that what others have read, what your readers they have read outside your content. What new thing is your content bringing to them? That is another thing you should look out for while writing. Then choose to use simple words. Except um, you've been asked to act otherwise, always try to simplify your words. There's no crown in, or there's no glory in using big words that will end up confusing your readers. So try as much as you can to simplify your words. You as a writer, you just imagine yourself as a teacher. You, in fact, you are a teacher. You just read a content or an article and then you simplify it for your readers. That is just your work. So use simple words, be practical. This is a show don't tell technique. So you show them, you don't tell you show them in your article, you don't tell them. So what does it mean to show, don't tell? It means that you as a writer, you help your readers to experience the story or um, whatever is going on in the content. You help them to experience it firsthand. You're not telling them from another person's point of view. You're telling them, you as you write to them, they read it and they feel like they were in the scene when it happened. So that's the show don't tell technique that you should also employ in your writing. It will help to also connect, yes, and then connect with your readers, and then it will build that credibility or trust that ah that's one of the techniques that storytellers use, even for people that want to take their brand to the next level, that are really into this brand influencing thing. Storytelling, you try to make the content as relatable as possible. So that's why it boils down to the pre-writing stage, the audience that you want to write for. So if you're writing for people that um let's say you want to write for a product that is, okay, let's just use perfume right now um for the lack of a better example. So if you want to write something for perfume or to promote a perfume brand, you come up with a story that most people they smell nice, and so you come up with stories that this is relatable. So if any buyer that is in that category, like those people that wants to smell nice, if they see that kind of packaging, that kind of package story that you're selling to them, they will rush and buy it. So your writing should be as effective as possible. For that, you have to be practical, you show them, and then you take breaks and recharge your mental. If you keep writing and writing and writing and writing, at a point you will stop giving value and you keep regurgitating junks, and that is not um, good for your writing. So once you feel the need to rest, you take a break and then you come back to writing. Number 8 is find a quiet or distraction-free workspace. So most of the writers I know are, once it comes to this writing stage, they they zone out. Like they just go to a place that you can be alone with your thoughts. Ideas can come anywhere, even in the noisiest place. But now the writing stage comes and then you are comparing this article and this article. How can you work effectively in a noisy environment? um, there might still be people that can do that, but it's advisable to always find a quiet or distraction free workspace. And also, um, just to add, another tip for effective writing is to find your creative zone. Your creative zone. Find the time where you work best. Sometimes, for some people, it can be in the morning. For some people, it can be in the night where they can work at at their best. But if you don't know your creative zone, it will be very difficult to write, because you want to follow the other person that knows how to write, like they know how to use their ninth time effectively. Meanwhile, you are a morning person, or you want to follow the person that know how to use music to write. Meanwhile, you don't know how to use, you cannot listen to music and write at the same time. So just find another tip for effective writing is to find your creative zone. Then read widely to improve your writing style. You, as a writer, you have to love reading. You have to enjoy it. So by reading, it will expand your horizons, your mental capacity. You are like picking from this author, picking from this writer, picking from this book, and then by the time you metamorphose it into your own, yeah, that's blockbuster. Then let's go to the what makes a write up a write up. The paragraph. Let's look at paragraph. Paragraph contains a series of sentences which deal with an aspect of a given topic or subject matter. That's just it. So every you must have read, even if you did not read newspapers, you read blog posts, you read your textbooks, you read articles, right? And you've seen that there are some, just like this picture here, you've seen that at some point they broke the text, like you see white lines and then another one, then there is this white line again, then it goes just like that. That is just a paragraph. So what a paragraph helps you to do is to um, pinpoint each idea in a different place. So now, all your sentences, all of them are focused on one particular main idea, like on one main idea. But you are using your paragraph to break it so that you cannot, you don't want to write 10,000 words that are jam packed. You want to space it out. So this paragraph, what is it about? Like we just said, the paragraph contains a series of sentences which deal with an aspect of a given topic or subject matter. It's like a unit. You know, when we talk about unit in science, like the smallest part, it's a unit of discourse. It's coined from the main idea. Do you get? So let me use an example. If you are to write about the human body, right? So you want to write about the human body. The paragraphs can be in paragraph one, you can talk about. Now I'm not talking about the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. I'm just talking about paragraph in essence. So in paragraph one, you can decide to talk about your you can decide to talk about the head, or yeah, you can decide to talk about the head. Then in paragraph two, you talk about the eye, the function of the eye, and the importance of the eye, how to take care of the eye. Do you get? So that's how the paragraph is. Then in the next paragraph, you can decide to talk about the hand. Let's say the hand, the uses of the hand, um, what will happen if you had no hands, like, so all those paragraphs, they are all talking about the human body, but it has been broken down into units, like specifically talking about each part of the human body. So do you get? After that, I want us to look at um the essential components of a paragraph, the essential components of a paragraph, which is the topic, sentence, and supporting details. topic sentence and supporting details. So what is the topic sentence? This topic sentence is it dec- it describes the paragraph. Like it just gives one or two lines of your paragraph. It's an explanation of your paragraph. Then the supporting details. These supporting details are um, facts that back up the topic sentence. So I wrote an example in this space. Ehen. So example of topic sentence and supporting details. So SEO content writing is the practice of creating high quality content that is optimized for search engines. So this is the topic sentence. This we are talking about the element, the essential components of a paragraph. Every paragraph should have a topic sentence and supporting details. So now this is a paragraph, and this first 1.5 line is the topic sentence. I'm going to put it in bold. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, we could see your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we could see your screen.
Yes, ma'am. I can see your screen.
Yes, ma.
Okay. Yeah, so topic sentence. I'm talking about topic sentence, and this is the topic sentence. Like it just gives an overview of the other things that you want to write. So after the topic sentence, I said the topic sentence and supporting details. So now you go further. If you look at this sentence, if you look at it very well, you will see um well optimized article includes relevant keywords, blah blah blah. All those ones, they are still talking about SEO content. Once you want to write, once you think of SEO content, you know that yeah, one, your keywords have to be optimized. Your relevant keywords, yeah, it has to be optimized. So this is one supporting detail. So this is one supporting detail. This next line too is still talking about keywords, how keywords help search engines understand the content. So this is still boils down to optimization. So I'm going to put it in let me see. Let me put it in green. Then the next supporting detail is the improve search engines, rankings, focus on creating. Yes. So another aspect of content writing, SEO content writing, is to apart from improving search engine rankings, you create engaging and informative content that keeps the reader interested. This is another supporting detail for your SEO content writing that we just discussed. Then the next supporting detail here is it can be achieved through data-driven insights. Data-driven insights. So this is another line that is talking about your SEO content writing. So that is just basically an example that shows your the essential components of a paragraph. It should have a topic sentence which gives like an overview, and then it goes further to have supporting details. Next, I want us to talk about the components of a paragraph. These are the essential ones. Like every paragraph should have that. So let's look at unity. For your paragraph to at the end of your, like, you've written your content and you go back and you look at it and be like, okay, did I really discuss what I was supposed to discuss in this content? Do you get? Like, For unity now, all your sentences in the paragraph should relate to the main idea. So all your supporting details should relate to the main idea. That is one beauty of a paragraph. You now, for the example I gave earlier about the human body, you cannot be talking about eye in one paragraph and then you jump from eye, you go to leg. What's the correlation there? Although it's still human body, but you could have removed uh, the leg part of the body from the eye and just discuss it separately. So all your sentences should relate to the main idea. Or let's say you are talking about the human body, you talk about the eye, and then from the eye you jump to something unrelated to the human body. Should I even say door? Like you just out of sometimes you read articles and you be like, this thing this person wrote is not. I mean, you read all the time now. Even social media posts, like sometimes they will use this their catchy headlines, and you click, and then what you're seeing inside the article or inside the post is not related to what took you there, the catchy headline. So that's just unity. All your sentences and your paragraph should relate to the main idea. Then coherence is another thing. The ideas should flow smoothly from one sentence to the other. The ideas should flow. So if you're talking about the human body, you move from the eye, you move from the head, or if you move from the eye, then you go to the nose, you go to the eyes, to the ears. You get all of them are flowing, yeah, smoothly. Or a good example of this would be auto content. Like you are giving somebody uh, a guide on how to cook egusi soup, and then from slicing or from preparing your ingredients, you jump to you the part where you start boiling water to make eba, or and then you come back to washing your meat and your veggies. Then you go, so that's back and forth. There's no coherence. Your ideas are not flowing. So this is very good for how to content. A good example is your how to content. You try to present your ideas in a way that it flows. Like from step one, you are doing step two. So okay, if you are somebody that don't have the ingredients at home, you buy it, you come, you wash it, you slice, you on your gas, you put your oil, you just like that. So let it flow. That's another um component of a paragraph. Then another thing you should know about paragraph is that it should move smoothly from paragraph to paragraph. So these two, unity and coherence, are talking about the sentence flow, yes, and the sentence flow in the paragraph. But cohesion is talking about how the paragraph will move from one point to the other. Like it should be linking, even as much as you are discussing separate ideas in each paragraph, there should be a relationship. So this is where transition words or transition phrases come. So if you're writing, uh, let's say something that you compare and contrast, right? After giving your main idea in the first paragraph, you can say, you can use words like conversely, or on the other hand, on the flip side. Do you get? like words that show contraction, like um, there's a contrary opinion to what I have already said, or you want to like add to content or other content. I mean, you can use words like firstly,
Hello.
secondly, thirdly, finally. So what's
Can you
like
hear
that? So
me?
you should. Yes, I can hear you, Mr. Shad.
All right, please, let's round up this. Let's round up.
Okay. So the next thing we'll look at is the barriers to effective writing. So one of it is the imposter syndrome. You feel like you're not good enough. You feel like your writing is not good enough. I mean, go you cannot do well with this kind of mentality that your writing is okay. You are unique. You are different from other people. You must not sound like Shakespeare, or you must not sound like Shimamanda. Do you get? But you can sound like Amarashi, or you can sound like Deborah. You can sound like Michael or Moses. So another barrier to effective writing that um, is affecting most of us is this laziness or procrastination. I will write tomorrow. You have this blockbuster article in your head that, if I sit down to write it, but I don't have time today. I will write it tomorrow, or I'll write it after the exams. You keep postponing it. Then the next one is the perfectionism. Your idea is not, you feel like your idea is not perfect, or you want to get everything uh, ready before you start. It doesn't work that way. You start with, according to Maya Angelou, you start with what you have, and then when you know better, you do better. So kill that perfectionism mentality, start with what you have. Then fear of being too good. So when I saw this, I laughed. I was like, so there are people that it's not even imposter syndrome. Like my own is not good. They are afraid that their work is too good. That if I put it out there, people would, plagiarism and all that. People would take their ideas and all that. And fear of rejection, criticism, or being compared to others. Like I've said earlier, you are unique. Your own writing is unique. If you don't believe in yourself, ah, it's hard to see someone that will believe in you. So the rejection, criticism, if somebody reads your work and they be like, okay, this is not up to par, it's now boils down to you going back to the drawing board. Okay, what else can I do? Where can I improve on? Do you get? So as you keep doing it, you um, definitely smash this barrier to effective writing, and your writing will become better and better. So thank you for listening. At this point, I'll hand over to Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard.
All right. Thank you so
Mr.
much, Eudora.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, can you hear me? Please bring back my slide. You can hear me.
Yes, sir, I can
Bring
hear
back.
you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Eudora, please get me my slide. Get me my slide.
Yes, it's back on. It's back on.
All right. So thank you
Can you
so
see it?
much. Yes, I can. Thank you so much, Eudora. Thank you for your session. Thank you for everybody who is listening. And as usual, it's my pleasure to introduce you again to Fast Tire, the guys training you, right? We're career accelerating brand. We help you accelerate your career. If you're an employer here, we help you accelerate the careers of your hires or your team, as the case may be. So here is one of our services that we offer. We help you build a personal brand through your LinkedIn. which is also one of the things we're putting you through here in your training. So one of the ways we do that is help you optimize your profile and set it up for visibility so that you can be getting the right audience to your business or to your profile. So don't forget to reach out to us if you need any of our services. Stop hearing me, anyone?
You were
We
talking
were talking about the
about
socials.
Can anyone tell me the last thing we had to?
you were talking about optimizing.
Sir?
You were talking about optimizing LinkedIn to every individual.
Okay. Yeah, great. So, of course, for every referrals you bring to us, we have something for you. So please do well, show us your support, and thank you so much. So we are supposed to go straight into the next class, but before we do that, I have gone to you get to ask questions, but instead of you asking questions, I'm going to take the next 8 minutes to ask you questions. So I'm going to ask you questions, leave a comment, leave a reply in the comments, say yes, we can do that. So we're going to just take a few questions. I want to be sure you understood that before we go into the next class. Please give me your comments. Can we do that? Can we do that? Let me get your response. Yes, we can. Sulaiman said, yes, we can. Who else? Who else? Who else? Yes, we can. Okay, so the first question I'm going to ask, based on your understanding, Bethel, if you can hear me, this question is for you. Based on your understanding, what do you understand by topic sentence in content writing? Topic sentence. If you can hear me, please unmute yourself and answer.
So topic sentence is basically the idea you want to convey in that particular sentence you're writing, or in that particular article you're writing. That is the main idea. That's what I understand by topic sentence. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Esosa, what can you give us one or two barriers to effective content writing? Esosa, this is for you. Is Esosa there? If you're trying to speak, please unmute yourself. We can hear you.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me
Good
now,
evening.
sir?
Yes.
Okay. So the barriers to good writing, we have imposter syndrome. That's feeling like you're not good enough. And there's
Okay.
also the feeling that you are too good, that someone will steal your idea or your content, probably through plagiarism. So those are two barriers to writing. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Mustafa. Mustafa, after this training, what are the things you've gathered? What are the steps you've taken that you would start applying to improve your writing based on what was taught in this class?
Okay, sir. Majorly, in my writing, I ensure that while making my paragraph, that the lines are related to each other and they are not antagonistic to one another. Then I also ensure that I look into those barriers that may stop me from writing and overcome them.
Right. Thank you so much. So the next question, unity. What are the key components of a paragraph? Unity, what are the components of a paragraph? We have 3 components as discussed in the class. What are they? Unity, the question is for unity. What are the components of a paragraph?
Okay, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
The components of a paragraph, we have the topic sentence, unity, coherence, and cohesion.
Unity what? Coherence and cohesion, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Sulaiman, can you unmute yourself? Sulaiman? You know, people who saw my post this evening, you saw where I posted that we're going to be having a test in class. That is what we're doing now. So Sulaiman, let's discuss. Sulaiman, what is unity? When we're talking about unity in a when we're talking about unity in a paragraph, what does that concept mean? For a paragraph to have unity, what does it mean?
Good evening.
Good evening.
So,
Oh, sorry, your network. Can the network get better?
can you hear me now?
Eh, okay. Sulaiman, we'll come back to you. Your network is not helping us. Say something again, let me be sure.
Can you hear me?
Nah, the network is not helping. So I'll push that question. Don't worry, Sulaiman. I'll push it to Iyanoluwa. Iyanoluwa, please unmute yourself.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Iyanoluwa, how are you doing?
I'm good, sir. I'm good, sir.
Good evening. Can you talk louder?
I'm good, sir. I can hear you clearly, sir. Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Network also.
Hello, sir.
Concept of unity in a paragraph. What? Yes, I can hear you. The concept of
Okay.
unity, what does it mean?
It means that all paragraphs must relate to the main idea. It must not, it must not be contradictory. So by paragraph, they must, relate to the main concept or the main idea when writing. So that's what I understand about unity when it comes to the key components of paragraph. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so in this case, it's not actually paragraph now, it's sentence. All sentences in a paragraph should relate to the main idea. Yes. So in every paragraph, there's what we call, there's something we have topic sentence, right? And then supporting details. Are you with me?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay, so there most times, sometimes the topic sentence might not even be at the beginning of the sentence. It might even be at the end. It might be somewhere in the middle, but ensure that there is unity. All right, thank you, Yanulua. Muhammad, are you there? Can you? Is he there?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm here.
All right, great. So, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
Your network. Can you say something again? Let me be sure.
Yeah, I said I'm good. How about you, sir?
Okay, great. I'm doing well. So we have coherence and cohesion in as part of the components of a paragraph, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you differentiate the two of them and their importance?
Coherence and cohesion.
Yes.
From what she actually explained, I got to understand both of them to be more of the same, because when you're talking about the coherence, just trying to link up what you've been writing on with the next thing you're talking about, not just jumping from a particular um, discussion that you're making or inferences you're making to any other irrelevant passage. So it's more linkage between the two, to the extent that one cannot actually draw a line of difference between them. So while you're writing, don't just write and be pitching on different things that are not really relevant. So she made mention of the, for instance, then you're talking about the human body, then you're talking about the eyes. You don't just jump to the leg. Yeah, it has to follow um, has to follow in order so as to make it readability. I think that's what I actually understand about the two.
Okay. All right. Cute. The last question. Who is going to take this one? Who is going to take this one? Lois. Okay, Lois should take this. Lois, please, if you're there, unmute yourself. Let's have a conversation.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, good evening, Ma. How are you doing today?
All right, thank you, sir.
Enjoying the class?
Yes, I am, sir. I'm learning a lot, sir.
All right. Great, great. Active voice. The concept of active voice. Were you there when she explained it?
I got a little bit of idea on what she's trying
Okay,
to
please.
explain.
Okay, please tell us a bit about what you think when we're talking about active voice, to write in an active voice. Let us know what you understand by that.
Okay. From my own understanding, what I was able to pick was she said that when you are writing, you should be the way you communicate about that thing you're writing can be either in active voice or passive voice. So the active voice, you are talking about the subject of that thing you're talking about in your writing. But when you are talking in the passive, more like you are like is the subject, unlike the object. Like, what I mean is the passive voice is the you are referring to the object is talking about the subject. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it the way she put it, but
Okay, who can help us explain it better? Who can? This one is free, open to everybody. Who can? Just raise your hand so you help us do that. Is Eudora here? Please, Eudora, set up your slide for the next class. You can display it when we're done with this. Who can explain the concept of active voice? Thank you, Lois. You can. All right, Precious, please let us in. Tell us.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear
Your time
me?
has started now. I
I
can
didn't
hear
hear
you. Please
you.
go ahead. Your time has started.
Okay. Can you see my screen now? Can you see my screen?
Yes, and please go ahead.
Okay. So in this
Please go ahead.
session, yes, I'm talking now. So we'll be talking about editing and proofreading. We'll look at the importance of proofreading and editing, the basics, the fundamentals of editing, best practices, how to proofread and all that. So let's quickly go down to business. As a writer, the editing and proofreading stage is one of the most crucial stages of your writing. It's after I even feel like this is the most important stage because even if your writing is good, yes, your idea, you're trying to give the best idea as much as you can, but your sentence, your grammar, your punctuations are not in line. The article is more or less it's still not good. So your editing and proofreading stage is as crucial as a doctor's stethoscope. Like most time you cannot work without it, or like a scientist microscope. It's the microscope you need to see the germs, to go in depth in what is happening in the eye, in the skin, and all that. So that is just the whole essence of editing and proofreading, like to go in depth and see the areas where there needs that needs to be restructured, all those sentences that needs to be restructured. So why proofread and edit? So why do we proofread and edit? One of it is to ensure error-free content, because this error-free content, it improves search engine rankings. So as SEO content writers, we need to always edit and proofread our content as many times till we are fully sure that the content is error free. Because you cannot publish an article that is full of so many errors and then you expect it to rank on search engines. Meanwhile, there are others that have put in the work in their own editing and proofreading stages and it's flawless. You cannot compete with that when it comes to search engine rankings. The next one is well-written content engages readers. So have you ever picked up a book, or you want to read an article, you maybe find the heading captivating, you open it, but the sentences are not in alignment. This one now, we are not talking about the unity and all that. It's the grammar errors where they are supposed to use there as in THEIR. They are using THERE. Or where they're supposed to use her, HER, they are using ARE. All those little where they're supposed to put comma, there is full stop and so it is important to edit and proofread your content so that it will engage the reader. It's smooth flow. Then demonstrate professionalism and expertise. I mean, if you send in a work that is flawless, if you might not know what the is it your employer or the person you wrote for, the esteem the person would like, so this girl or boy, this lady knows what she's doing. Not for you to submit a content that is full of errors. It reduces your stays. Then it makes your content easy to understand. Yes, this one is. And then inculcate inaccurate content damages business reputation, just like your professionalism and expertise. You cannot tell somebody you are a writer and you submit content that is full of errors. They would. I mean, you now in this our present Nigeria now, we say composure. There is no composure again because your content is full of errors. So I try as much as I can to always proofread and edit. Then let's look at the basics of proofreading. So this is just for we'll look at some others too. So quickly, one of it is don't proofread immediately you finish writing. Give it some time. So this give it some time is not like it can be days, it can be hours, it can be minutes. Like as soon as you finish writing, you just leave it for some time, then you come back to it. What this helps you to do is that you are looking at when you come back, you are looking at it with a fresh eye. You know, it's not with the eye of writing. Like one writer will say that you should write drunk and then edit sober. So, in Hemingway. So you write drunk and then you edit sober. So once you finish writing, you go relax more. When you come back, you'll be sober to, look at it in details, the proofreading aspect of it. Then you proofread for only one error, one type of error at a time. Let's focus on one aspect at a time. What this means is that if I start with just checking for my grammar errors, I should focus with that one. I should finish with that one first before I come back to check the format. Do you get? Or uh, if I start by looking at the font sizes, I should finish with that font size before I come back to look at the spacing or margins. Do you get? So that's like one error at a time. You know the ones that gives you difficulty. You do it one after the other. Don't try to do all of them at once. You might miss out on, even if it's the tiniest, you might miss out on it, and it will diminish your professionalism or expertise. And then the next one is increase the font to a larger size so that you can readily spot errors that would otherwise go unnoticed. So maybe when you were typing, you used, for instance, you used font size 10 or font size 9 while you were typing. To help you proofread better, you should try to increase the font to maybe like 24, 28. Like it should be bold so that you can see the errors there. This works for for your phones or your systems. For the ones in books, like this image here, you can use colored pen to help you mark the errors. Then read your sentences aloud. This is very important. When you're proofreading, don't keep quiet or don't try to read it with your eyes. This proofreading stage, try to read with your eyes and your mouth. So you read it, not to make noise that the next person would die to disturb the next person though, but you read it aloud, like to your own hearing. There are sometimes that um, you would you would miss out on details. Like your eyes will read it that is correct, but is when you read it, when you use your mouth to say it, that this part is not correct, so let me go back and change. So try to read your sentences aloud. Another thing for your um proofreading that will help you a lot is try to find out areas that you are not good at. So if you sometimes you are not consistent with fonts, maybe you copy a document and then you add it to your content, you forgot to format it when you are proofreading. In fact, that should be the first thing you do in your content, so that you end up you submit a and error-free content. So just know your areas of weakness and your strengths. Then you start with that one start with the places where you are weak. You start with it, and then that will really help you in proofreading. So the fundamentals of editing. What is editing? Editing is just the process of revising your content to ensure that it has a logical and coherent coherent flow and expresses ideas as clearly as possible to your reader. As clearly as that clearly is important. So what is this? There are three types, basically three types of editing. We have the developmental editing, which is you look at the content, the structure of it, the tone. It's in depth. Then the line editing, you look at the sentence level, the clarity, the flow. Then for the copy editing, you look at the grammar, punctuation, and the syntax. So if you must have heard one or two people call themselves copy editors. This is just basically what they do. Like they check here, help you check your grammar, your punctuation. Like they have that extra high. So one thing I would also advise in this proofreading stage is, if it's possible, allow an extra eye to look at your work. That means when you are done writing and you have done the proofreading by yourself, like you've given it time, you've done this part, you can give it to another person to look at it. Okay, help me proofread this. It's a professional, preferably, because we are trying to make sure that there is no error. So maybe there are errors that might have escaped even with this. Maybe you did not do it well. So if you give to a professional, the person can look at it with another eye and help you spot the errors. So tools for editing and proofreading, as much as I say use your natural eye, or you don't use any tool, start with your natural eye first. Don't rely on these tools. There are times that Grammarly network, because of network, we are in Nigeria. Well, for those of us that are not in Nigeria, but network is one of our issues. So if you rely on tools alone to help you proofread, what of times where network is down and you cannot access your Grammarly or your QuickBooks or your pro writing aid? How would you? So try to know this proofreading and the editing. So know the grammar, punctuation, just know the basics and start with it first before you refer to tools. That's just my advice for these tools for proofreading. Don't rely completely on tools. Use your own first. Then use the tools should just be like checkmate. Okay, she check boxes. Okay, this one I did it well. Okay, this one I not do. Just that. Just use the tools to help you, not to assist you, rather, not just relying on it totally. So these are the tools you can use: Grammarly, you can use ProWriting Aid, Anyway Editor, QuickBooks, and Microsoft Editor. Then we'll look at the SEO specific tools. This class is SEO content writing class. So SEO specific tools that will help us. So Yoast SEO is one, and is a plugin. Like I think, was it yesterday? I think the day before yesterday, I had a class with the former codes, and um, it was this about uploading content at the back end using the Yoast WordPress plugin. So this used to help you. It will be effective for you when you want to upload at the back end, and that is when this thing will make more sense, because it's on-page SEO analysis. So this one will help you. It will point out the areas where you need improvement, the areas you have done well. These ones I'm talking about refers to the links, the images, the alt text, the featured images. So this tool will help you check all that. Then SEMrush, you can use it for your keyword research, your competitor analysis, and content optimization. Then another SEO specific tool you can use is your Moz. I don't know if you've done keyword research, but these tools, especially SEMrush, Moz, and Google Search Console, it will make more sense when you do your keyword research. You take your class on keyword research. You will need all these tools. Then how to proofread as an SEO content writer. So the ones we were doing were just general proofreading as a writer. So although those ones too comes to play in this SEO content writing aspect, because it's when you finish that stage you will come to this stage. So once you've checked your grammar, your punctuation, and all that, your this proofreading stage for your SEO content writing, SEO content rather, you check for hashtags and ensure everything is in their correct H2, H3, H4 tags. So what does it mean by what do we mean by these H tags? These ones are like the headlines that would help your readability. So your content will not be jump. Just yes, a perfect example for the hashtags should can be like your paragraph. So something that you use to differentiate the former idea from this present one and then the subsequent one. Do you get? So there's supposed to be just one hashtag, H1 tag rather, one H1 tag, which is your title, and then after that you have several H2 tags, and then under each H2 tag, if there are other points, there will be H3 tags. So what do we mean by that? It's just like saying one title, then the next one is your heading. So heading 2, under heading 2, if we have another point that we want to talk about, we can call it, that one is the subheading. So that the subheading is now the H3 tag. So if there are other subheadings under H3, it will now take the form of H4 tags. Then you try to break long sentences into scannable parts. You don't want to jam pack your content. So just put all your ideas in one place. That no, you try to break it down. That is why we use images. We sometimes we add videos. You get, then you try to break it down. So let that be white lines. Let it not be they are reading long. It will get boring. Sometimes you read your academic books and you are like, you sleep 2 times, 3 times, and then you come back to it. You don't want your readers to be reading your content and then they leave it because it's dry, it's boring. No, so you try to break long sentences to scannable part. Then you verify all external links. Verify them. How do you verify them? You use your ref domain checker. You check the credibility of the website, their domain authority. If depending on your site domain authority, if they are smaller, you just leave it. Just go for the ones that have built authority over a particular topic over time. You just use those links. So, and if in any case you cannot use you saw an information that is good, but then the domain authority of that website is low, let's say like 20 below, you can put it in no follow. Yeah, that's the last one on this line. You can put it in no follow. You are telling the algorithm that this information, this like the algorithm, you should not follow that link. If the readers, yes, they can click on it, but you now, SEO now, you are setting it up for the bots, for the search engine. So you are just telling them this information is, you people can okay, like for example, you saw a good, should I say amala joint, and let me not even use good. You saw an amala joint and you're telling your friends that okay, there is this amala joint here. Eh, you people can go and buy amala. But I'm not saying they are selling good amala. So that's just the essence of this no follow. Right? You people can go there, but anything you see there is not me. So you try some external links. The site might not be credible, but maybe the information is, so you just put them, follow and yes. Then you check the backlinks to see if they are correct. Yeah, you always click on every link that is in your content. All the links. Don't assume that this one will be correct. Just click on all the links to ensure that they are not showing error for. Then check the relation of the images and videos, how they are related to your content. So another way to put it is, if you are writing about how to bake bread, right? You wrote about how to bake bread, but the images, like the featured image and the in-text image that you put there, they are not related to bread. They are not related to baking. They are not. No, that is not good for your content. So make sure the images you are using, they are related to the content. You cannot be talking about politics and your the images are relating to um um girl child activities. Politics is different. Girl child, yes, we'll come to that, but make sure your images and videos, they are related to the content. Then ensure some of your external links are in no follow. So apart from the credibility, you make sure that some of your links are in no follow. It also helps your website. The next few tips on how to proofread as an SEO content writer is to confirm all data or reports cited in the article, they are up to date. You just ensure that they are up to date. You don't assume. Okay, if maybe that is why it is also good to review your content. So if I wrote an article in 2018, yeah, if I wrote an article in 2018, this, and I'm reviewing it this 2024, definitely some of my data, some of the statistics will change, because 2018 I am using the informations, the data I got at that point. But as time progresses, you will there will be room for change, room for everybody, like certain things will go out of place and certain things will, so the trends, so you make sure all of them are up to date. Then you run plagiarism tests if possible, to ascertain that information on the article wasn't regurgitated from someone else's. This is very important. So even as you are trying to pick ideas or pick people's brain from their content or their articles, you try as much as you can to use your own words instead of copying and pasting. Use your own words to redefine whatever there is that somebody else has written. Even if you are taking the idea from them, just rewrite it in your um own words and don't copy word for word. Then check the voice and make sure most of the sentences are written in an active voice. Like we've said earlier, make sure all the sentences are most of the sentence please, most of the sentences are written in an active voice. So there's this plugin, Yoast SEO. If you are using too much, uh, your content should not just be active voice, active voice. There should be a little, like a touch of passive voice. So if your content is having too many passive voice, this plugin, like for the back end, for your on page SEO now, it will show you that you need, so most of it, your passive voice has exceeded the required so and so percentage of passive voice. Do you get? So as even as it's advisable to write in active voice, some of your sentences should have passive voice too. Like there should be a balance, but more of active voice. Also, you must check the vocabulary. Check if the vocabulary is well suited for the audience. Like I said in tips for effective writing, that you should use simple words to define your ideas, your thoughts, and just use simple words. So you check if the vocabulary is if it's too big, if people if your audience will find it difficult to read your content, or if or whether it will be okay. Yes, if but whether it will be okay for them as they read it. Like you understand, they don't have to be consulting dictionary after every sentence. I mean, it's good. You want to show the world that you know
No,
grammar.
Eudora, we have 5 minutes more.
Yes, yes, sir. Okay, so I'm running up. So after you checking your vocabulary, okay, after checking your vocabulary, you should also um take a look at you don't just proofread and edit once and be satisfied that yes, you've done a great job. So go over it as many times as possible so that you um submit an error-free. The main focus or the goal here is to submit error-free content. So whether you're checking for grammar, punctuation, your tags, your links, your images, make sure to go over it as many times as possible till you are sure that there's no error again. So just a quick recap of what we've done today. We've looked at the uh, we've looked at how to improve our writing, where we talk about the 4 stages of writing: the rewriting, writing, revising, and the proofreading stages. We talked about paragraph, components of paragraphs. We talked about um, the effective writing and the barriers. Then we moved to proofreading and editing, where we talked about how to proofread as a normal content writer, and then as an SEO content writer, we talked about the tools and other effective strategies that you can use that will help your editing and proofreading and all that concerns your writing stages. So I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for listening. So over to you, Mr. Richard.
All right, please let's celebrate her, let's appreciate her. Please let's do that with the reactions and your comments. Please let's say let's appreciate her. All right, please let's do that. Let's do that. Let's appreciate her. Appreciate her. Appreciate her. All right. So, like I said in the comment section, if you need any of our services, contact us. I've dropped the link to directly communicate with us on WhatsApp with our our customer service, right? You need interview coaching, CV writing, LinkedIn optimization, recommendation letter. You want to write your personal statement or SOPs for studies, um, please reach out to us. So thank you. All right, Eudora, please, next slide. Next slide.
It's on the next slide.
Yes, next slide. So the next slide, we're going to be taking Q&A. In the last session, I was the one who asked, or we were the ones who asked you questions. So in this, we are going to now take your question. You could combine questions from the first class and this particular one so that we take them together. Our time is fast spent, so if you have questions, please raise your hands, use the reaction. If you're using your phone, you can see the reaction. It looks like a love. So once you click that, you see reactions and you see raise hand, you just click that. And so we know that you have a question. Please, not in the comment section. Use the reaction. There's in your phone that if you're using your phone, when you look at the bottom, you see mute, start video, you see, however, you see options. If you're not seeing, just scroll right, you see reaction. Once you click that reaction, you see option for raise your hand. The reason is because I might not, from where I'll be viewing the people who raise their hand, I won't be seeing whatever you're commenting in the chat. So if you want me to see you, it has to be with that reaction. So please raise your hand. I can only see my question with her. I won't attend to any other person. So we have Bethel, we have Lois. Who else has question? Please, who is using that other emoji? Please check your emoji. You're using the wrong emoji. All right, so we have 4 people who have question. Who has question again? Please raise your hand now. Once we start taking the questions, we would only take the people who have indicated so that we can also finish up on time and do other stuff. Only 4. So I'm assuming we have only 4. Who else has question? Who else has question? The person using the double finger, I don't know if you're trying to raise your hand, please use the right reaction. You see option for raising your hand is a palm. Please use the right reaction so that we know what we're doing. And all right, so we're going to start with, we have 4 questions. We're going to start with Melody. So Melody, quick, your question.
Okay, good evening, sir. Mr. Richard. How are you
All
doing
right,
today?
very
Good evening,
well.
our speaker. Thank you so much for this teaching. My question goes like this. We talked about SEO special tools, where you made mention of Yahoo SEO, WordPress, and we also talked about semi-rush. I don't understand it. SEM, RUSH, and you talked about MOZ, like yeah, you rushed this part, and I couldn't understand fully this particular side. That actually goes with Google Search Console, the 4 SEO special tools. Please, I don't know if you can recap them again. My next question is: you also talked about H2 and H3 tags. You said they helps in paragraph and they differentiate former ideas from new ideas. Please, can you like how they actually an app, or like how you know them, how you identify them in writing when you are writing an article or whatever kind of writing, how you able to put them in places? Question for now. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So, Laura, I think for
That's
the hashtags, you might want to show them a sample content from our website, then show them how it is, right? You get. So
okay.
that would be for that the one he's asking for hashtags.
Okay. Then for the tools, is when you will understand it better when you people are doing keyword research, because even if I explain it,
Just show him the hashtags first.
it's loading.
Okay.
Okay. What was the question? So, like I said, there's always one H1 tag, and this is it. It's your title. So this is your H1 tag, best dollar investment apps in Nigeria 2024. This is your title. This is H1. So the next one is your H2. This what is dollar investment is H2 tag. How does dollar investment work? Is H2 tag. So this what is dollar investment? You are defining what dollar investment is, like everything, like just what it's all about. Then the next idea you want to talk about is how does it work. So that one is also is taking another H2 tag. Do you get? So now this how to make a dollar investment for how to make a dollar investment follow the following steps. You are using you are using an H3 tag because this one you talked about how it works. Now you are giving them steps how to make dollar investment. So this one is under anyone that is under this how does dollar investment work is going to carry an H3 tag. Then after that, savings and investment is another um idea on its own, another topic on its own. So another point on its own. So it is going to take an H2 tag. It is not going to take H3 like this one. It's not under how dollar investment work. This one is another thought idea entirely. Then this is another thought. Why is it important to save or invest in dollars? Is another all of them is talking about dollar investment, yes, in Nigeria, but this one is like we have the father, we have this one like is another branch of the idea that you want to sell to people. Then
Okay, so
I'm looking for
I
a
think
place.
I think either or,
Yes, sir.
either or. Okay, so at this point, I think
Yes, sir.
yeah, I think this point is okay. So open a Google Doc now. Show him how to set different a write up, maybe an outline in H2, H3. So you've shown him how it shows when it's done on a site. Now show him a content that is well outlined and then show him which ones are H2 tags and how he can put those in H2 tags or H3 tags.
Okay. Singing time so
So please beg your want to indulge your understand clearly. So please
yes,
Deborah, I
we're
think
waiting
there's a
for
comment
network.
for you. Deborah, there's a comment you
Okay, so let me look at it. All right.
Okay. So I'm going to remove it. I'm going to remove the tags. Then we'll show you how we did it. Why am I hearing myself? It's still loading. Oh,
So Eudora, that might be a long
yeah.
process. Just show him how to, like, okay, you want to remove them from the tags.
Yes. So I will show him. uh So, like I said earlier, there should be one H1 tag, and that is your topic. So this is the topic why the recruiters ask if you're interviewing with other companies. So you come to this. I'm using Google Docs, so you come to this this place that is normal text. When you click on it, it will show you H1. You just tap on it. It comes to H1. Then the next idea, understanding, yes, this is another. So this part, these first three paragraphs are like your introductory paragraph, then introductory write up. So the next idea in this content is this understanding. So you put it in H2. Do you get? So this gauge interest is under understanding recruiter's perspective. So you put it in H. So which tag are we going to put it? If you understand what I explained earlier. Are you there? So
Melody, you were the
this
person that asked the question. Where are you then? Where is Melody? He was the person that asked the question. Did
Yes,
he ask
sir.
the
I'm
question
here.
and left?
I sent my answer to the this thing.
so if
Be responsible. Well, mute yourself and respond. Interact with her.
Okay, sir.
so we've added this one that says understanding the recruiter's perspective. So this next one now, which tag are we going to put it?
Okay, since this is under H2, it should be under H2.
Okay, so what is it going to be?
Ma? Do you mean I should differentiate between H2
It,
it should be a heading under
do you
H2.
understand me?
Yes, I'm understanding you.
So what will that heading be? Just
It
call
should
it
be
the
under
heading under H2 will be what?
um,
Ma, is it not history?
Yes, that's what I was looking for. So if it's an heading under H2, it will be H3.
okay.
So this one too is so this create urgency, where will it be?
Under history.
No,
Okay,
it
let's say
cannot be under
H4.
H3. It can't be. Who else understand this concept?
I think it should be
Yes, let's say H2.
Who else understand it? See, look at what is going on here. This one, try to read the H2 first. You say understanding the recruiter's perspective. And now, this one is gauge interest. So if you had time, assuming you had time, you read this part first and foremost. It is talking about how you understanding the just something that goes along the lines of understanding the recruiter's perspective. So now this creates urgency is another point that is being made in this H2. So it cannot be H4. It will be H3 again. Do you get? This assess fit is still talking about understanding the recruiter's perspective. So it cannot also
Okay.
be H4. It will be H3.
Which three? Yes,
This
ma'am.
so
Assessment.
this candidate's perspective, no, I've first assess fit. This candidate's perspective is going to be under H2. Is another heading. Is so if you look at this left hand side of the tab, you will see that gauge interest is under. I seen it is slightly is just slightly above slightly from like it's moving away from the line, but it's still under what they call it, understanding recruiters interest. So this is going to be in H3. It's in the same category with the gauge interest. Access
Mm.
fit is also going to be in the same category with create urgency. All of them are in H3. You see, they are aligned under H2. So if I
Yes.
put this, I'm coming, sir. If I put this the candidate's perspective, this is another idea on its own. It is going to be, are you saying that this
Yes.
understanding the recruiter's perspective and this candidate's perspective, they are under the same line, like the
Yes.
same? So anything I put under this candidate's perspective will fall under this thing. So the next one that is H3 will come under this
Mm.
candidate's perspective. I think that is clear enough.
Yes,
Do you
it's clear,
understand?
ma'am. I do.
O-
Thank you.
Okay. Mm.
All right, Melody, before you go, just to add to what she said so that you're clear about this stuff. Now, putting content in headings or in heading tags, as the case may be, is a way of you arranging your content in a sequential way that makes it easy for people to read and relate to your content. It's more like grading each part of your content in terms of um, grading them in levels, right? So um, all contents have just one tag, which is usually your title. Now, every other major subheading, so every major subheading in a content should be put in a H2 tag. H2 tag. Now, every subheading that is under a H2 tag automatically becomes a H3 tag. Now, if we have any other subheading under a H3 tag, that one also automatically becomes a H4. So is levels by level, grade by grade. Every content, H1 tag is a title. After that, let's say for instance, you're writing a content on who is the boy.
Sorry, Dora. Dora, can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, Deborah.
Okay.
Yes, I
I
can
don't
hear
know if
you.
you can take the next. All right. I think you can take the next question until he's back. Maybe his network is disturbing. Maybe just take the next question from the next person. Let's just continue so we don't waste time. So.
Okay. This person that we were talking to, you've understood the concept of H1, H2, H3 tags, right?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have.
Okay. Okay. So the next question. Um, should I? Lois, Abi, please ask your question.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for the training this evening. What I wanted to understand, like that question, it was part of what I wanted to ask. I believe those tools you said they are actually apps, right? Or they're just something we can just search up on randomly and learn about it and go further research. Hello, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, I can hear you. Is that all?
Yes, that's my first question. I just wanted to clarify it. Then, as regards I'm coming. As regards paragraphing and all that, with the one you showed on that Google Doc, are you saying that anytime we're writing, that Google Doc can really be a way we can use to really help to arrange the content we are writing? Like I
For the
saw the way
H
you were using now.
for
Hello?
the H1, H2 tags.
Yeah, the way label, yes, to organize the content. So Google Docs will be a very good, aside from the other applications you mentioned that we can use
Okay.
for
Okay,
organizing and paragraphing our writing, our content.
okay. You can use Google Docs. Then you can also use Microsoft Word. My system
Okay, Microsoft Word, okay.
is only Google Docs. Yes, you can also use Microsoft Word. Um there's a place you can put this your content in tags, just like I did for
Yeah.
the for this one. So it's not only Google, it's not only
Okay.
Google Docs. You can also do it in Microsoft Word. Yes, and then for the
Oh,
tools that you asked,
yeah.
these ones you understand it better when you start doing keyword research. Like when you go in depth
Okay.
in
Okay.
your SEO content writing. So this one is a plugin. It is at the back end. Like when you want this content that I showed you now,
Yeah.
this content that I showed you that you are seeing that is live now. There is a
Yeah.
back end to this.
Wow.
Yes, the place where you set up. Uh, yes, the place where you set up this thing is the back end.
Mm.
So that is where the plugin, the used SEA. So that is where you can use it. And then SEMrush, you can use it for your keyword research. I don't know if they've given you assignment on keyword research, but you can use it for your keyword research. Even more, it will help you to know. Okay, like for example, this best dollar investment apps in Nigeria that we did,
Yeah.
it was a keyword that we yes, dollar investment apps. So maybe you want to search a content on how to make hair.
Mm.
How to make hair. That's a like key phrase.
Mm.
So this Moz and SEMrush, they can help you to know, like you with the help of those tools, you will know the contents that are trending, and the
Okay.
contents that if you write for it now, yes, you will rank higher. So yes, that is just basically
Okay,
how
that's one.
these
Oh,
tools
okay.
these tools.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So
Thank
have
you
I
very much.
answered your question?
Yes, yes, you have answered it well. Then I wanted to clarify. I on that when you are talking about active voice and passive voice, I didn't really get it because I keep missing it there. Normally you said we should have like a tone as in the way we communicate the content we are writing to our audience, right? So I keep mix. I really do
Yes.
not get that active and passive voice. I know one talks about a subject more, and then maybe the subject talking about the object. So please, can you give me more clarity on that? And then you were saying that we should
So this
alternate it.
active,
Yeah.
yes. So for your, just so basically, what you will just remember when you want to write active voice and passive voice is that for your active voice, it's your subject,
Okay.
yes, that is performing the action.
Action.
So
Subject.
if I like the example I use now, the teacher writes the report. The teacher writes the report. The subject is the teacher. And what action is there is right. But if you now flip it to passive voice, is the object that receives the action. The object. So, for example, the report was written or is written by the teacher. The report is the object. Then the written is the action. So the object receives the action. I don't know if it's clear enough,
Yeah,
but that's
now
just
I get
basically it. One is
the reverse is
okay.
the case
So
on the other one.
yeah,
Like the subject is doing the action.
yes,
Now, with the passive voice, instead of the subject
mm,
now, the object that is receiving the action.
it's the object that is receiving the action.
I get it now. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, you're welcome. Next person, fourth gear consulting.
Thank you, ma. I think you just answered the question I wanted to ask. My colleague has asked that question on active voice, but she came out in the last, the previous facilitators spoke about active. In your own section, you spoke about active and you've explained. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bethel.
All right. Thank you for the training. So my question is
Yeah.
based on the non-follow that you talked about non-follow when you want to add a backlink to your article. Probably you're trying to publish an article and you want to add backlink. So how do you do that? How do you add the non-follow? Because I'm just thinking, I think I've written a couple of articles that published, but I didn't see exactly where to add that. Then you talked about when adding a backlink, you need to confirm, check all links to make sure it doesn't take you to 404. Okay, so 404 page rather. So in that case, I was thinking that for you to add a backlink to your article, I think you may need to consult, check the particular link or the particular reference you're trying to add as a backlink to make sure it tallies with what you've written or what you want to refer people to read further on. Okay, so that is based on the backlink now. So my first question is, how do I add non-follow to my article when I'm trying to refer to a backlink? That is number one. Number two, backlinks, how does it work? Do I need to contact? So if I'm getting a backlink, I believe that I'm trying to link another page, another write-up, someone else, refer someone there. Do I need to contact? Do I need to know the owner of that page or the owner of the article I'm referring to so that the person can also link my own page back? How does it work? Or is it only me that will now do a backlink to another person's own write-up? So I don't know. It's actually frustrating sometimes.
Okay. So let me start with this. last one. Your backlinks, how it works is, uh, like I said, you are trying to pick people's brain. Like, no one is an island of knowledge, right? So you've seen other articles, like other writers, how they did theirs. So you are taking from here, and then refining it, you get, to meet a to meet the current standard. So now for backlinks, you are linking to credible sites. I'm not going into the SEO, but I had to do it. Ahref, domain authority checker. This is one tool, one SEO tool that you can use to check the domain authority of the site. So let me say we know Indeed. Let me use Indeed. Indeed.com. All right. If we want to check for the authority of Indeed, is high. So you linking to Indeed is it will help your site. Do you get? Because you are linking to a credible site, because over time Indeed has proven in this their industry that they know what they are doing. So if you get an original information from Indeed and then you link to that site, by the time crawlers or these bots, these search engines, they crawl your page, they see the relevance of the content, the backlink that the link that you are linking to the Indeed site, and then they check the content that you have written. It helps your content to get seen. Do you get? As opposed to you linking to sites that are of low domain authority. I don't know why this thing is not searching. Okay, let's just give it time. So you will see the domain authority of Indeed. So that's how backlink works. Like, you must not write to them. If you want to write to them, fine and good, you can do collabo, but you must not write to them if they see that your content is ranking high on search engine. I don't know why it's showing error. Your content is ranking high on search engines. They would also other people will also link to your content. So it goes like, you do for me, I do for you. So look at this content that we wrote. A professional recommendation for career women during our content is ranking high, like first page sef, like yeah, second content. So anyone that is going to any other person that wants to write in under this topic, on this topic, that this professional recommendation for career women during pregnancy, they can easily link like this our site, because it's ranking on first page and it's relevant to the topic. So that is how backlink work. You take from others to build credibility. Others also take from you, if you have high domain authority, to build credibility, and then for you to get seen faster too. Then for the second question, where you ask for the no follow, it's a plugin, just like I explained for this back end. It's so someone wrote this article and sent it. The person did not set it up at this back end. is on page SEO and on page SEO writer that sets this content, this entire content at the back end. So this one now, this truth is an external link. Do you get? So the writer of this content will not put it in nofollow. It is the person that is setting it up at the back end that will put it in nofollow. And how does this nofollow work? You will see when you upload it at the back end, you will see a part where you put it in a new tab. Don't worry, as you go on in this SEO content writing, you will see you will you will learn about how to upload content at the back end, how to set it up at the back. You learn it. So when you get to that side, you know how it really works. But in a nutshell, it's at the back end that you can set it up in nofollow. You cannot set it up in your normal content. You can just post your content, add your link, and yeah, it's good. But for your for your back end, that is where you can add it in nofollow. I wish I could show you the back end, but maybe subsequent classes you will learn about it. I hope that's clear.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks. Thank
Okay,
you.
so you're welcome. So is there any more question?
I think we're supposed to have one more question. Fourth
No.
gear.
Okay. It's actually we are done with the questions.
There's one more question. Fourth gear.
Fourth gear. He has asked his question, right?
Okay. All right. Please put back the slide. I need the slide. For the lady that just finished, we just finished addressing a question. So let me just touch on it again. Your question actually carried multiple. Just add my voice to you. That's what people on the web are relevant and would link to you. Number two, how do you decide on a content to link? Any credible source, any credible content you find that you either utilize or you feel has information that the people reading your content would need to explore, you can link to them. There are certain things that maybe you're writing in your content, but you do not necessarily have to go to them in details. But you also know, please expand this, Deodora, but you also know that it is possible that there are people who might need more information. You can add a link to that informational material that they can read more on. You get? So that's also how you decide what to link to. So it becomes helpful. That is where we're talking about show, don't tell. So there are things I dropped in the comment section during that part. When you're showing, not telling, you add infographics, you add images, you add if there are stats that are supporting that thing you're saying, you add them. If there are videos that explains further that thing you're talking about in your content, you include them. So that's show, don't tell. If there are real life examples, real life case scenarios that will support that this thing, you add them. So that's in show, don't tell. So adding backlinks you get to expand on certain conversation is also part of showing, don't tell. Now, what other thing? Do follow and do not follow. Like she said, is at the back end that you do that, and that would be seen in subsequent classes. Both how to use those other tools like Ahref, Yoast, and all that. They are going to come in subsequent classes. So that said, we're done with question and answer. Please, next slide. All right.
So, Eudora, where's the article then?
I'll forward it to you.
Okay. So please, before people that will keep asking that they did not get it, take a screenshot of the assignment now. Aside also taking a screenshot of the assignment, the replays are always provided for you. I do not know why you people do not go through it, and you would even still get the explanation to some of these question assignments, but you do not use them. So here's the assignment, and it will be sent to you. So you work on it and you forward it. Again, don't send your assignment as a single document. Go to the thread that you are using to send previous assignments, or that you used to send your first assignment. All subsequent assignments, be sending them there. So whenever we think of, let's say, Melody, we want to see all Melody's assignments, we will just go to his thread and see all his assignments. If you've been sending your assignments, you send one here, send one there, go back and do the right thing, because all those assignments, nobody will come and be searching for where's your first assignment. Keep all your assignments in one thread. If you've not been doing it the right way, or you have any doubts, just go now and settle down. For people who left assignment 1 and went to submit assignment 2, please, for your own sake, go back and do assignment 1 first before you even go to 2. People who haven't done assignment 2 and have been asking questions, what is the assignment? The replays were literally sent to you early enough. So explanation of what the assignment is there. So here again is your assignment 3. Take a screenshot. If the replays are out, try to go through and see, understand what was taught, so that you can go through and do your assignments. The last class for this, what's it called? This stage will be on Friday. Please, the next slide will be on Friday. The lady coming to take us, her name is Ekomobong. So, and she'll be teaching how to write social media content, right? So sometimes, aside being an SEO writer for just blogs, you can find yourself in a situation where you're writing content for organizations via social media. Is also part of SEO. So we want to train you on how to do that properly. After this first stage of writing, by next stage, we now start talking about SEO analysis, what are the SEO best practices, how to rank content through SEO. That comes in stage 2. So everything about writing we're covering in this stage. We've talked about proofreading. We've talked about how to improve your writing skill. Please, when the replays are out, for your own good, go through them. The daily writing challenge, is such a pity, because that daily writing challenge might be what will kick a lot of people out from this program, or that would deny people from getting to the next stage. That daily writing challenge. Because when we are in a requirement of, we would not push it to the next. So if you've not been keeping up with the daily writing challenge, getting ahead, so that if it comes as a heartbreak, you would know that we tried our best, because there is no class day I have not talked about the daily writing challenge. So you still have a couple of days, ensure you write, then do your assignments. Last class, like I've said now, is what's it called? On Friday. After Friday, this link you're using to join this class will automatically be null. You can't use it again to join any class. The people who make it would analyze, will ask you for some stuff to prove that you've been following through, doing your assignment and attending classes. Then we will decide, the people will find out the people who are qualified to go to the next stage, and then we will mail them to let them know that they have made it to the next stage. And the people who do not would also inform them. So if there are things you know already, we told you the criteria. If there are things you're not meeting up with, the ball is in your court, you get. So that is all about the last class and the next stage. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. The assignments for you to review and do. Please, if you've not signed in, sign in your name, the class, and today's date. Take a screenshot. Do that, everybody. Let's do that. Let's do that, because once I end the call, it ends for everybody. So let's do that quickly. Then also people submitting the assignment. There are certain things I'm seeing about the assignment, and we do not even have the time yet to come and be looking, to come and do a public. Some people.
Okay, everybody, I think we can wait for the next 3 minutes to see if he would be back. But if not, I think we would end the class then. But let's just wait till 10:30 and see if he would be back. Okay, everybody.
Okay,
This is where
sorry
we
guys.
end.
Network kicked me out, but I'm done with what I have to say. So thank you to me. Mohammed, you want to say something? Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. I don't know if I am audible. Please confirm that.
You're audible. Go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much. I just want to make a very few remark about the class in entirety, please. I'm sorry. Actually, I've been noticing that it seems that we haven't 8 to 10